We're coming toward the end of our content of a very long and interesting day. What are your thoughts about how it's been going?
I've been, fabulously surprised actually. Not because I didn't expect it from the caliber of Sharona and others and myself who worked very hard that this came, but really there's been a considerable number more than I thought would attend, and they've come from New York, from Israel, from Silicon Valley, from all around LA. And they're also the kind of people that have been there. There are investors, there are entrepreneurs, there are service providers, there are people from the Federation it's a good thing. It's a very good mix that's come here, I think, out of interest and out of desire to do business and to look and see what is available, whether it be in clean tech or entertainment or high tech. And so, I'm very, very pleased.
There seems to be a good balance of content and networking, too, as well.
I think there is. You could tell that from the people who are outside chowing down on the great food that's there, or inside and peering inside. But the inside and all the panels have been very well attended, and I think that the caliber has been high. C-level people and above, and I think that we'll have to wait because the proof of the pudding's in the eating, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were quite a number of deals done as a result of this conference.
So how did this get started, and what was your role in the beginning?
Sharona Justman from Step Strategy had been in the last few years. Every year she created an Israeli forum for doing business between Israel-facing companies, and she'd been talking to Yossi Vardi and others, and it seemed that it was ripe to expand it into, a one-day conference. And so she came to me, or she found me through Glenn Yago, the Milken Institute, and asked if I would help seed this company and bring panelists and speakers and sponsors to help create what this has become.
So can we look forward to another one next year, the second annual?
Sure, I'm hearing it. I'd like to say one other thing. It's not just Israelis and people doing conferences. One of the best examples is Scott Painter from Zag, who's not an Israeli, and what he came here because he's very smart in understanding that if you want to make a good company, you need to have good people, people that are really savvy and innovative, and he knows that a lot of them come from Israel. So not only did he come to look at that, but he was gracious enough to actually sponsor the speakers and panelists event yesterday, so he could get a good look there, and then he came here today. So he's got the right idea, and let's hope we have many more people like him next year.
Do you think actually next year's conference will turn into a 2 or 3 day conference because there's so much content and interest?
It's interesting. I mean, it's very intense, but people can manage one day. You're here all day, and the good news about when you're here all day is that you stay all day. So I think we'll have to decide. I agree that it feels like you could easily split it into 2 days, and you'll just have to work it out then. So I don't know yet.
Entertaining. Okay.
So you see absolutely no conflict or contradiction between the imperatives of the green movement and the imperatives of making money?
Oh, give me a break. The opposite. I think the two go hand in hand. Why not? I mean, I think it's good to be motivated by all the important things. I believe in all of this, in all of the justice and save the world. We're going to save the world. People who are driven by the economics of it. That's always the case.
You said that the green movement is where the tech industry was about 10 years ago?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. It feels that way. I can't give you any statistics. It feels that way. Maybe a little more mature.
Can you think of ways in which the movement needs to grow in the next 10 years that would improve in the way that the tech industry has moved during that time?
Well, much more clearly defining what the needs are. A couple of the panelists said that. In tech, we kind of knew you got a telephone, how many applications can you build on, and on and on and on. In the green movement, it's not clear yet exactly where the money is or where the big upside is or how many companies do you really need doing water purification. Don't know the answer, but those are things that have to be figured out.
And do you think there's going to be more of public involvement in this area, in this
Clearly.
space?
Driven by the guys like David who set up. He was the most important guy in this conference times 10. Sorry, Sharona. I mean, and Yossi Vardi, right? But the idea is guys like him, because in tech, you and I are the consumers. In water purification, he's the consumer. And he knows what's needed, and if he signs on to it, it's game over.
So what do you think the single biggest challenge is for the green movement in becoming a major force?
I think adoption. I don't have a solar water heater in my house. I think adoption by consumers is important, and I think a couple of big exits. What drove the technology industry was you had, Cisco. There are no $40 billion. I don't think there are anyway. 40 or 50 or 60 billion dollar clean energy companies. One or two big deals that changed the whole deal.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
I'm Guy Hoffman, and I'm with the Media Innovation Lab. It's a new lab that we started at the IDC Herzliya, and the idea is to bring together students from communications and computer science to invent the next media experiences. And it's kind of like a place that bridges academia, higher education, and industry that doesn't exist in Israel yet, and we wanted to build it. It's a project of Dr. Oren Zuckerman and myself and 3 other graduates of the MIT Media Lab. We want to bring that spirit to Israel, and starting last October, we have a first group of students graduating next week.
Great, and you're actually going to return to Israel to spearhead this.
Yeah, I'm going to, after 8 years in the US, I'm going back to Israel.
So you must be looking forward to that.
I am, very much.
And before you take off and head back to Israel, you made a stop through LA to attend this fabulous Israel conference, the first year of hopefully many.
Yeah.
What are you finding from attending? Is it what you had hoped?
It is really high caliber, high quality. Every person that's been on stage has been super interesting. And I've met people around that really, it's not when you just explain a little bit and then people seem to get it and understand what you're trying to say and what you're trying to get through. So it's definitely a very high quality conference.
Great, so you're glad you came.
I'm very glad I came.
And you're hoping for more next year, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to come back.
Okay, so are we. Thank you very much.
Sure. Hi, I'm Saul Orbach. I'm the founder and COO of Guru Images. We do services for the visual effects industry in Hollywood. We create digital doubles for movies and games, and we also do materials for the world of visualization for companies like apparel companies, furniture companies, automotive companies, and everybody else who wants to visualize the products and materials that they work to design, develop, and market their products.
So are you hoping to meet potential partners from Israel or with Israeli affiliations? Is that one of your hopes from coming to this conference?
I lived in Israel for 20 years and as an adult, and I started my career in the technology center, in the technology world in Israel with Bob Rosenshein. I was a partner of his once. In any case, I come here because I support Israeli technology and Israeli businesses. I'm not really looking for partners here today, although it is a great opportunity to see a lot of people that I used to know and all in one place in the same day. But I'm a big supporter of what's going on in Israel. Any way I can help, I always try to do so.
And there's a lot more innovation coming every day.
And there's a lot more innovation that's coming every day.
Well beyond technology.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much.
My pleasure.